All right, let's talk about it. The NBA isn't what it used to be. And no, this isn't some just old head ranting about how 90s basketball was better. And no, I am not old. I might have gray hair, but I am not old. This is a genetic thing, okay? Anyways, this is an objective fact. Just look at this chart representing viewership over the past 20 seasons, with the bars representing regular season games and the line representing primetime games. As we can all see, there's a downward trend. There are real reasons why the NBA is declining and why nobody really cares about the product anymore. And today I'm going to discuss those reasons. I actually have 6 points to discuss, starting with number one.
Jay Will, the Thunder have the basketball with an opportunity to go in front. Shea wants the three.
He's going to show you right here as he just takes control and puts the Thunder ahead by 3.
Luka turns and fires. He's got skills to pay the bills, folks.
Had a great first half. Give it back to Jokic. Jokic on the pump fake. And over the shoulder.
Oh, they're going to give him 2 shots. Joker tried to foul him out on the wing. There's that pass. Just a flip over the shoulder.
One of the best we've seen all year from Jokic.
Look at Lopez. He didn't even know where the ball's going. Missed that 2-man game between those 2 guys right there, that's for sure.
Let's start with something that might ruffle a few feathers. The NBA is becoming less of an American sport. Just in this season alone, the league tied the record for most international players in the league at 125. Now, there are about 450 players in the league currently, so international players make up about a little over 25% of the league. The last 6 MVPs have also been all international players, with 3 for Joker, 1 for Embiid, and 2 for Giannis. If you look at the top 5 players in the NBA, in no particular order, we are saying Joker, Luka, Shea Gillis, Embiid, and Giannis. If you want to put Steph or LeBron or Kevin Durant to replace one of those guys or 2 of those guys, that's fine. But I think we can all agree that of the top 5 NBA players, the majority of them are international players. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. They're all great, but America brings in the most revenue for the NBA, and with no American dominant player in the league, it has become less enticing for Americans to follow basketball. Just take a look at the data from Ampere Analysis. Over $2 billion of revenue comes from the U.S., with international markets only making up $700 million. With less American basketball stars to look up to, there could be less American viewers and dollars flowing to the pro leagues. Side note, I have a bet going on with a friend for the next Summer Olympics games with basketball. I made a bet that America will not win the gold medal because the international competition will just be better. With players like Joker, Luka, and now Wemby coming up, the international competition is just getting a lot closer to the American level of talent. I mean, as I mentioned already, the top 5 players, the majority of them are foreign. And on top of that, do we really think we can win the gold medal with Tatum, Anthony Edwards, and Ja Morant? I don't know, man. We'll find out. Another major issue, basketball has become a rich kid's game. If you're not coming from money, your chances of making the NBA are slim. AAU circuits, elite training programs, personal coaches, these things cost thousands of dollars a year. Back in the day, you could come from any background and make it into the league. Now, if your family doesn't have money to invest in your development at a young age, you're at a huge disadvantage. The NBA is starting to feel like country club basketball. The players are super spoiled. Kevin Durant was able to force his way out of Brooklyn despite having 3 or 4 years left on his Supermax contract. Jimmy Butler literally threw a temper tantrum for not getting offered the Supermax on the Miami Heat, even though he's on the decline and is 36 years old and still has another year left on his deal. And he was able to force his way out and go to Golden State and actually sign a 2-year deal for $112 million, which is honestly just a bad look for the league, because now future players that are not happy about being offered a max contract are just going to do the same thing. I can pretty much guarantee it at this point. The NBA has just become ridiculous, with NBA players honestly acting like spoiled rich kids, and this is translating to the crowd as well. The average cost of an NBA game is also expensive. On average, fans can expect to spend around $94 to attend an NBA game. So if you want to take yourself and let's say one kid with you, that's close to $200 for one game. If you wanted to take a family of 4, you're looking at around $370. So the crowd, especially close to the court, is full of people who are, for the most part, financially well off. Now, what does this mean when you have spoiled, entitled athletes and mostly rich crowds? This means you get crowds and athletes with less passion for the game, And if you don't believe me, just look at the Wizards before the trade deadline. Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole have endless highlights of just jacking up shots and kind of just playing selfish basketball. And as a low-key Wizards fan, it's honestly embarrassing to watch. I mean, seriously, who really wants to admit that they're a Wizards fan in today's day and age? But anyways, I digress. With more rich kids being in the sport, either in the crowd or on the court, showing less passion for the game, this has translated to another problem.
Well, I think the crowd is cheering here for the Bulls right now, and the Pistons as they leave the court.
I don't think they're cheering for the Bulls, but I think the greeting is for the Pistons as they are headed off as time runs down. Pistons wasting no time in getting out of here. They left the bench, although there's 7 and 9, 10 seconds remaining. The Pistons just left.
Curry playing with 5 fouls, defending LeBron James. James throws it inside again to Thompson. Tristan Thompson, 15 points, 15 rebounds. It's bedlam here in Cleveland. Curry blocked by James. Making a statement on both sides of the floor. Says to the two-time MVP, get it out of here. Not on my watch. And then how about...
Where are the rivalries? Where's the bad blood? Where's the drama? The NBA used to be full of teams that hated each other or heated rivalries, and you just don't see that today. I think the most recent rivalry I can think of is Trae Young versus the Knicks crowd, or LeBron versus Steph, but they're both old as shit and pretty much 1 foot out the door at this point in their career. Now, I'm sure this idea has been floated around before, but what if we did divisions like in the NFL or the NHL in the NBA? Maybe that could create some division rivalries and some more exciting games between teams. Or maybe we go into a point system like in soccer, or maybe interconference games. When you win those games, maybe you get 2 points, and then when you play a team from another conference, you only get 1 point when you win. So then you at least create some more intense competitive matchups between two teams in the same conference. Now, I know they did the whole NBA Cup thing, like the mid-season tournament, whatever you want to call it, but I don't know. It feels like people don't really care that much about it. I know LeBron and the Lakers won the first one, but it feels like it's not really making games super competitive. So we'll see what the NBA does. Let me know what you guys think, if that point system sounds like a good idea, or what you would do to help fix the rivalries and the competitiveness in the NBA, at least in the regular season. Now, rivalries is one issue with the game. The next issue that is hurting the product is how the game is played today. And I think you guys know where I'm going with this next.
Steph from midcourt. Oh, come on! Did he ghost him on that too? Oh my goodness, Curry from 45 feet.
A fun team. These fans certainly remember. Baron Davis. Curry splits the defense behind the back. Fires a three. Oh, he puts it in. What a spectacular move. And it's the largest lead of the game.
That could be the greatest move I've ever seen.
Westbrook on the drive, falling away. Won't go. Rebound taken by Iguodala. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
Now, I know you've probably heard this a million times on every single sports show or podcast, but it's true. The three-point revolution shooting has really made the game somewhat boring. Steph Curry changed the game, no doubt, But now every team pretty much plays the same style. There's no mid-range game. There's no dominant big men. No real variety in play styles. It's just chuck up threes and hope for the best. It makes the game feel real repetitive and honestly kind of boring. The worst is when someone is cold from three but continues to shoot threes. Then you end up with tour dates, as some fans call it, with people shooting like 3 for 12 from three or something crazy like that. Shout out James Harden, who has been notorious for this. And you see this with like the evolution of the big men. Now big men shoot threes. They're not really dominant in the paint. Look at Wemby. He shoots threes. Look at Joker. He shoots threes and facilitates the ball a lot and doesn't really play defense. It's just kind of crazy to see how much the game has changed. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to be an old head rant and talk about 90s basketball, but this is an objective fact that three-point shooting has really changed the game, but has also made every team play the same style. So hopefully something changes and people start playing a little bit differently. But right now, it just seems like jacking up threes is the dominant play style for every team. So we've covered how the game is played today, how the crowd is today, the influx of foreign players, and the lack of passion or rivalries. That has to be it, right? Wrong. There are still 2 more points we need to address.
You might have heard a sigh of relief from some Denver sports fans today. Kroenke Sports and Entertainment Comcast reached a deal for Altitude to return to Xfinity TV, starting with the Avs game tonight. Fans can watch the Nugs and Avs for the first time since August 31st of 2019. This ends a years-long dispute between the two sides. Kroenke Sports filed a lawsuit against Comcast, claiming the cable provider wanted Altitude out of business so it could launch its own regional sports channel and buy the rights to the Nuggets and Avs. The lawsuit was settled in 2023.
So long to think the only way you could potentially see the Avs or Nuggets is if you could pay to get a ticket into the stadium. That means there's hundreds of thousands of Denverites who can't do that, which means they can't watch their favorite players or their favorite teams in their own hometown. And we think that hurts the fans, it hurts the city, it hurts the players. And so this is the core way that we make these teams accessible to their most devoted fans. And we think that's an incredible gift for the city.
On Xfinity, you need to have the ultimate TV package in order to have the more sports and entertainment video package to see all the games.
Illegal streaming and difficulty watching games is a problem that is not just impacting basketball, it's impacting every major sport. The NFL, boxing is pretty much dead because of illegal streaming and it is now on free TV. The UFC is also getting hurt from it. Dana White infamously went after one of the illegal streamers running one of those websites, and I think he got him arrested. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know he went after one of them. Now, basketball and these major sports are not just being hurt by illegal streaming, but they're also being hurt by all these different streaming platforms streaming only some of the games. It's making it damn near impossible for the average fan to watch their team play. And this is most notably shown in the NBA, where it's gotten so bad where fans in Denver couldn't even watch the Nuggets play for like the last 5 years because of issues between Comcast and Altitude Sports. That is just ridiculous and honestly insane. You can't watch your own team play in your own state. I'm actually a Baltimore Ravens fan, and I remember when I was living in Maryland that there were some days I couldn't watch the Baltimore Ravens game because they were showing the Commanders game instead. And for some reason, there's like no other channel showing the Baltimore Ravens game unless I bought some $200 or $300 streaming package. It's just become absolutely ridiculous. You know, it's a problem with sports streaming when it's easier to illegally stream a game to watch your favorite team play versus finding it legally through some streaming platform. It's just a problem that needs to be resolved, and I think it will be. It's just going to take a lot of time. Now let's talk about the last point, what happened recently, the All-Star game.
There has certainly been that feeling, Brian, that there could be a code Kev.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen one yet. We don't know what to expect. Are we getting close?
Ernie, when I give a code Kev, it's going to be necessary. I think right now it's just time to talk about the game of basketball. Chuck is doing a horrible job of coaching. His bigs are all over the place. They're shooting way too many threes. Kenny has no control over his team. We're about to take this back to the park, and I'm going to make people play the game the way it should be played. I want to see guards be guards. I want to see big men be big men. SGA, get the ball, do work, clear it out. Do what you do. You wore the mustard color sneakers. Make the mustard colors work. You got on the mustards. Make them work. Come on, man. Play ball. God. Sorry, Ernie. Sorry.
Wait, all right. Want to play?
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, the All-Star game came and went, and it sucked again this year. The All-Star game received largely negative feedback from fans and critics due to its new tournament format, with many feeling it was overly convoluted, lacked competitive intensity, No real surprise there. And feature too many breaks and distractions, making the actual basketball play less engaging. The consensus is that the league needs to reevaluate the format and potentially return to a simpler East versus West matchup. This has been an ongoing problem for the NBA with really no fixes in sight. I personally think a large cash prize for the winning team might be incentive enough to get an exciting basketball game, since the players of today, all they really care about is just money. Maybe instead of a cash prize, they could win a one-year endorsement deal with some brand. Now that would be interesting, and we would probably see players put in effort for that deal. I also saw the idea of being floated around of a 1v1 basketball tournament. That would be actually a really awesome thing to see as well. I could definitely see people wanting to watch that, and we could add a cash prize and an endorsement deal to the winner of that 1v1 tournament, so players will play extra hard. Let me know what you guys think about the All-Star game. There's really not much to say here. The All-Star game has pretty much sucked for a while, and there really doesn't seem to be a solution in sight. So let me know what you guys think in the comments if there is something you can think of that would actually work for the All-Star game. Now, the reason why I decided to make this video is because of a tweet I saw on X, which I will share with you now. This tweet made me laugh, but it also made me realize there's some truth to it. When the Luka Doncic trade happened, I was shocked and also excited, and it seemed like all of social media felt the same way, and if only for a brief moment, everyone was talking about the NBA. Prior to the trade, I wasn't really watching any games, and I was barely paying attention to the regular season, but I was for damn sure looking at trade scenarios to help improve the Lakers make a run for the championship, because I am a LeBron fan as well as a Wizards fan. I was also following the Jimmy Butler trade drama because it was just interesting to see this guy throw a temper tantrum for not being offered a Supermax, because he's on the decline, but not really admitting he's on the decline, and also 36 years old. I was discussing trades with my friends and reading every updated tweet from Shams to get my NBA fix. Now, post-trade deadline, I am tuning into the NBA and paying attention to every game, but admittedly, that could just be a factor of the NFL season ending and also this once-in-a-generation, maybe two-generation trade happening between Luka Doncic going to the Lakers and pairing up with LeBron. That is just something I will probably never see again in my lifetime, maybe, but this just really doesn't happen in the NBA. So maybe that's another factor for me tuning into the games. And also, the NBA playoffs are coming up. That could also be another factor. But anyways, look, I still love basketball. The NBA has some great talent in the league, but let's not act like everything is perfect. The league has changed, and some of it has not been for the better. But what do you guys think? Is the NBA declining, or am I just tripping? Please let me know in the comments below. And thanks for tuning into the Questionable Group Chat. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.